What is the kernel location, guys? Kernel upgradation. Kernel location.
USR, SAP, SID, SYS, EXE, UC.
USR, SAP, SID, SYS, EXE, UC. That UC means
UC.
Unicode kernel. What is the difference between Unicode kernel and non-Unicode kernel?
The Unicode supports multiple languages and non-Unicode support only English language.
Okay, and you can add this statement also. If it is a Java system, mandatorily Unicode. If it is a web system, you can have Unicode or non-Unicode. Okay, a Java system you don't have non-Unicode system. Definitely, it should be Unicode system. Yeah. To do, anyone can explain the procedure, kernel upgradation procedure. How you do that? What kernel upgradation you have done? Have you done kernel upgradation?
Yes.
How many times you have done?
I have done
in your 4 years of experience?
I have done couple of times.
Okay. So which version to which version you have done?
Kernel patch level 600 to 800.
Which kernel? (600 to 800), but which version is that? Kernel 753. Kernel 753.
753.
Patch level 600 to 800. And I have done so many, but the recent one is this. Your answer should be like, you have done all previous kernel upgradations also, but in recent, I have done this. Okay? And can anyone explain me the procedure? Sorry, guys, waiting for kernel upgradation procedure.
First of all, we need to download the two files, that is DB dependent and independent SAR to SAR files. Then after we need to uncar it by using the SAP-XDF.
SAP-exe.
SAP-exe.sar, SAP-exe-db.sar.
Okay. Louder. Which files?
Data independent and data dependent.
Samir, which files?
SAP-exe.sar, SAP-exe-db.sar.
Louder.
SAP-exe.sar, SAP-exe-db.sar.
Is it louder, guys? From laptop you connected, na?
SAP-exe.sar.
Yes, SAP-exe.sar, SAP-exe-db.sar.
sar.
Okay.
Then start SAP service, then start SAP, then check kernel kernel version.
First you have to stop, no ma'am.
This is the procedure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. After downloading these two files, my voice is loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Some disturbance. Some disturbance.
Yeah, from Samir and Fayaz sends that disturbance is. Please go to mute, guys.
Yeah, I think from my side.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to download two files, SAP-exe.sar, SAP-exe-db.sar. Then you have to uncar them by using utility SAP-char, SAP-char-xvf and the file name. So can anyone guide me where I need to go? This is Service Marketplace, guys. Support.sap.com. It is the official website of SAP. If you want to download any software, or if you want to complain to SAP, if you want to do download any database or patches, kernel, whatever the software is related to SAP, whatever you have licensed, every software you can download from SAP from this website, support.sap.com. Here you need to log in by using one SUser ID. This user ID is called as SUser ID. It will be like S0020, and then go to software downloads. then you will get three options: installations and upgrades, support package, patches, database. If you want to install download databases, go with this. If you want support package, kernel or something, then go with support package. If you want to download installation media, for example, if you want to download S4 HANA, go with this option. Okay, now I'm going with support package and patches. Alphabetical index, archive by alphabetical index. Alphabetical index means the latest available patches. Here archive by means the old versions. Now I'm going with this. And kernel, right? K 64-bit Unicode kernel. How to check kernel version?
System.
Status
System status
And SM51 is not
System
released.
status by T code SM51 and release mode.
Okay. 753 kernel, 64-bit, right? Here we are having two files. One is database dependent. If you select the database, it is database dependent. If you say database independent of all the databases, these files. This database independent file is sap.exe.sar. Database sap.exe.sar. See, sap.exe.sar. You won't get sap.exe.db here. Okay, and if you choose a database specific, database dependent, then you will get sap.exe.db. That means database independent files. Two files you have to download. So if your patch version is 600, the next patch level is what? 700, then 800, then 900, then 1000. After 1000, they'll release a new version. After 753, what is the next available kernel? After 753, see,
759, I think so.
777, I think. 753, 777, I think. Yeah, not 759. Now next release is 777. In this 777 also, they'll release 777 support package level 100, 200, 300. We'll see what is the latest version in this. 500, 400, 300. See, 100 support package level 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. See the release date. See, the first support package 2020, Feb 2020, then June 2020, then October 2020, then July 2021. Now July 22. After 1 year, they released the next patch level. So sometimes they are releasing for 3 months, sometimes 6 months, sometimes even a year. There is no particular time. Okay, after 1 year they are released this. Do you have 600 kernel in that 600 patch level? No. So they'll next release 600 patch level, 700, 800, 900. Then they'll stop that kernel. So right now our kernel is 753. So see guys, just don't download the files. You download sap.exe.sar, sap.exe.db.sar, uncar it. After uncarring, just create a new folder called new kernel. In that you paste these files. Then back up your old kernel, stop your SAP services, stop SAP, and paste these files into old kernel directory. That directory also having the same files, na? But these are latest files, those are older files. Kernel upgradation is simple copy and paste. Yes or no? Is anything we are doing technically? Just copying this new kernel from service marketplace and pasting in the kernel directory. Copy paste is nothing but your kernel directory. But don't blindly copy and paste the things. When you are downloading the kernel, so if you do that, what happens? If you simply downloaded this sap.exe.sar, sap.exe.db.sar, what happened? Okay, you have done kernel upgradation. Now you are trying to start the system. System is not starting. How you troubleshoot that? Procedure is very much simple. Just you have to download 2 files. I need 700 patch level in 753. Okay, I have downloaded that. Okay, and uncarry the 2 files. Stop the backup that old kernel, stopping the services, stop SAP, replace that kernel, and start services, start SAP. Then my system is not starting. What could be the reason? So to avoid that known problems, whenever you are downloading any file, for example, I am downloading SAP EXE 700 patch level. Okay, in the right hand side you will be having content info. There will be some information, content info. This content info will tell you the known problems, the possible problems with this file. This is kernel part 1. Part 2 is what? Database dependent, SAP EXE DB. Okay, so this content info, if you open that content info, it will tell you the possible reasons.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So I don't know whether the problem is from your side or mine.
What problem you are facing now?
Excuse me, sir. Your voice is like a robot's voice.
Okay.
It's breaking and coming. I don't know whether it is from your side or my side.
Are you getting echo?
The voice is. Yes, sir.
Okay. Guys, everybody is getting the same echo or only Pawni ma'am?
No, sir.
No, we are getting clear.
Yeah. Ma'am, please relog in. Problem from your end.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. So you have to read that content info. That content info will tell you the possible problems. See, if I open that content info, there will be some notes. These notes, we have to read these notes. If you go with any note, EXE 700, for example, I will show you another one. Oh, sorry. If you go to this content info, see patch level 1000 patch level. With 1000 patch level, 753 kernel, patch level 1000. If you open this note, it is providing few notes regarding this. So these notes contains few suggestions, important changes in this version. Okay, you need to add few parameters. See, it is asking you to add this parameter, use underscore client underscore cert is equal to true, verify underscore server underscore cert is equal to true, and these parameters, ICM parameter, it is asking you to add these parameters. If you miss this, your system won't start. If your system started also, ICM means Internet Communication Manager, your browser settings will be, you will be lost your browser setting, you won't get emails. After doing kernel upgradation, you are not getting the emails. Why? This ICM is not enabled there. So you have to enable this. You have to make changes of these parameters. So that is the reason you have to read that content info file. Without reading that content info file, don't blindly download that SAP exe.sar, SAP exe.db.sar and paste it and try to start. So before the problem arising, this content info is telling you, you have to make these changes. What are the changes generally we need to do? Few nodes contains few parameters need to be added. In few nodes, you will be having some parameters. That node will tell you to add this parameter. How you add that parameter? Just open your instance profile. Okay, write down if that parameter is there. Okay, I'll show you otherwise. For example, this parameter, ICM underscore enable underscore test underscore service. Remember this parameter, ICM underscore enable underscore test underscore service. If the parameter is there, you can just change that value. But if the parameter is not there, how you do that? Just write down that parameter and give the value. USR, SAP, SID, sys, profile, where you will get parameters and your instance. This one. What is that parameter? ICM related parameter, right? Do you have that parameter here? No. Then what you need to do? You need to just write that parameter and is equal to your value. Then save this and start the system. Your system will start. So mostly, most of the kernel upgradation will tell you, will suggest you to change some memory related parameters. So first of all, you have to read that content info. If somebody asks you how you troubleshoot kernel upgrade problem is, I will read that content info. I'll follow that content info. Sometimes that content info will have some notes. That note will suggest you to change some memory related parameters. That is one thing. The second one is few nodes contains some zip files also along with that attached. What we have in that zip files, there are some extra .exe files and .dll files are there, or any library files will be there. So you have to download that zip file which is coming from along with that note, and you have to add that files also into your new kernel. Then it will solve the problem, it will start your system. Most of the cases, shared memory problem will be there. What is the meaning of shared memory? For example, why you shut down your laptop instead of directly pressing on your power button? If you directly press on power button, what happens? If you shut down properly, what happens? The difference. Anyone? Why you
If we shut down the system, first our RAM memory will clean and system goes to in the shutdown state. If we directly power off the system, means the RAM memory will be right.
will not be released.
Just simply
See,
like sleep mode.
every according to our example, every application is an instance. To start any application, you need to start the instance. For example, you are starting VLC player, MS Word, something, any video player or anything. It has to allocate some RAM and the processor. Without that allocation, can you start any application in the world? No. So in kernel upgradation, what we are doing, we are stopping the services, we are stopping SAP. When you stop that only SAP, sometimes what happens, it won't release that RAM memory and the processes. That RAM memory will be still be allocated, and again you are trying to start the system. So already your RAM is full. Already your RAM is filled up. So you won't get enough memory to start your application. That is called as a shared memory problem. That is called as shared memory problem. For that, if it is a Windows system, just take restart of your operating system. If you restart your operating system, what happens? All memory will be cleared. Your RAM will be vanished. RAM memory will be vanished, right? So again, fresh RAM will be available. That thing will happen in Windows operating system. If it is a Linux operating system, there is a command called clean IPC command. Clean IPC command. I'll write that command. Remember this command. Regularly you'll use this clean IPC command in Linux operating system. Before starting and stopping your SAP system, we use this clean IPC. The formula is
Instance number
clean IPC in instance number say remove. This is the formula. So clean IPC, my instance number is some, for example 02, and I say remove. It will clear the shared memory. That's it.
That's clean.
Oh. Okay. Clean IPC instance number remove. That is a command. Clean IPC command. Clean IPC 02 is my instance and say remove. 03 is your instance. Say 03 according to your instance number. So one problem is what? Some memory, some kernel upgradations needs some memory parameters need to be set. If you set that memory parameter and try to start the system, it will start the system. Some kernel upgradations need some extra files need to be added into that kernel. That you will get along with that note in a zip file. You have to download that zip file and add that exe files into your kernel. And some kernel upgradations, sometimes what happens, your shared memory will be hacked. So shared memory will be blocked. So you have to clean that shared memory and try to restart the system. After doing kernel upgradation, I am saying all these things. Okay. 3 gone. 1, 2, 3. One is shared memory problem. One is memory parameters problem. Third one is some extra zip files you need to download. Clear with this? If somebody asks you the troubleshooting of kernel upgradation, you have to tell them we need to read that content info. If your system is not starting after kernel upgradation, what could be the reason? Sometimes some kernels need to clean the shared memory. Some kernel upgradation need to add some memory parameters. Yes?
In 3 system there should be same kernel version. That is also a problem. Huh?
I didn't get your question.
In 3 in development, quality and production,
Huh.
the kernel version should be same.
Yes,
When we are
kernel version should be same, but first of all you are doing in a development boss. It is not
Yes.
related to your development and quality and production. Individual, kernel upgradation is a individual process. So later, first you do in development,
we develop,
then you separately do
we
in
will
quality,
go for
then you go to production. Kernel upgradation won't create a transport request, na? So it is an individual
Yes.
process. So sometimes what happens after doing kernel upgradation, your system will not start. Then another solution for that is you are backing up the old kernel. Na? From old kernel, you have to copy that SAP start SRV service. SAP start SRV service. This one. And just copy this one and paste it into your newly created kernel, newly updated USR, SAP, SID, sys, exe, UC, yes, paste it, replace. That's it. And try to start the system. It will start the system. If it is not starting the system, the another solution for this is try to uninstall that service, SAP start SRV service. SAP start SRV service is what? It will start your SAP system. It is responsible for starting your SAP system. SAP start SRV service, you have to uninstall that service and reinstall SAP start SRV. See, I'm double clicking on that. So it will ask you to uninstall or install. Say uninstall and give SID of your system, instance number and start profile, username and the password and say OK. Then again double click on this. This time say install the service and start service. First option. The same things and say OK. This new service will be started. Then try to start the system. This time the system will start. So after kernel upgradation your system is not starting means it may be problem with some memory parameters. It may be problem with some lack of some .exe files. It may be problem with SAP start SRV. It may be problem with your shared memory. Can you explain this to your interviewer? If somebody asks you after kernel upgradation, my system is not starting, what you do? And try. Your system is not starting means first of all where you need to check. The first thing. For example, my dispatcher is not starting. See, my dispatcher is not starting. Where you check? In a process list, this dispatcher is gray color. Stopped. Where you check? Tell me.
Work
Work
directory.
directories.
Work directory. Excellent. Which work directory is 00 or 01?
Uh,
0. Okay. See.
PAS work directories.
PAS work. Yes. See.
Uh,
ASCS and PAS. In ASCS work directory, in a work directory, you will have logs related to your NQ and message server. That's it. dev_ms. If your message server is not starting, go with dev_ms. If your NQ is not starting, go with your dev_ms. dev_ms, dev_nq. If message server is not starting this, if NQ is not starting this, If SAP is not starting, then go with SAP start log is there. Check this also. This will tell you the information. What is happening? Message server started, CP. Okay. Now dispatcher is not starting. Only dispatcher is gray. Then you won't have a dispatcher in ACS. Na? In PAS you will be having dispatcher. Now come to this work. Every instance is having work directory. See, this instance is having work directory and this instance also having work directory. In this work directory you will have dev underscore disp dispatcher log. Dev underscore ICM is not started. Dev underscore ICM. Work process 1 is not starting. Dev underscore W1. Work process 0 is not starting. Dev underscore W0. You have to check what is not starting. According to that, you have to take action. See, my work process, everything is started. For example, this is not started means dev underscore W0, dev underscore W1, dev underscore W2 trace file. These are called as a developer trace file. You have to check these files also. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay, everything is fine. You know how to do, what to do, how to do if the system is not starting. Also, you know the solution. Now, my question is, for example, in my system, I am having 4 application servers. In my system, I am having 4 application servers. See, this is 1 application, 2 application. Every application is having USR directory, right? Now, where you do the kernel upgradation? When I am having 4 application servers, where you do the kernel upgradation? See, now I am having 2. How many instances I am having now? In this system, how many instances I have? 2, 0, 0 and 0, 1. If you have 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 also, see, every instance is having exe directory. If you go with this exe directory, all DLL files and exe files. And this instance is also having exe directory, right? And the central exe directory is what? USR SAP SID sys exe. This is central directory, right? This is central. This is called as a global directory. Remember, guys, this directory is called as a global directory. USR SAP SID sys exe run. This is a global kernel directory, and every instance's exe directory is a local kernel directory. Every instance will have exe directory. This is ACS, you are having exe directory. It is a local exe directory, kernel directory. If you have 10 application servers, you will be having 10 local kernel directories. Remember that. Are you clear with this? Global directory, local directory. Global kernel directory means USR SAP SID sys exe run. USR SAP SID sys exe run. That is a global kernel directory. USR SAP SID instance name exe. Instance name exe is a local kernel directory. If you have 10 application servers, now you will be having 10 local kernel directories. Now I am having 10 application servers. How to do the kernel upgradation? Do I need to copy these kernel files to all exe directories? This exe directory and this exe directory?
SAP CP.
No. See,
You
SAP,
can copy that
there is,
global directory.
yeah, just you have to update your kernel into global directory. What is your global directory? USR SAP
USR SAP.
SID sys exe
Global.
UC this. Only just you have to update new kernel here. You need not to update your kernel into local kernel directories. Means in this exe directory, you need not to copy that. Then who will copy that? So your system will
SAP
start.
CP exe.
Your system will start according to your
Then
kernel
SAP
only,
CP
your
exe.
exes only, right? So when you're starting your applications now, when you start your SAP system and the applications, there will be one executable file called
SAP
sapcpe.exe.
CP exe.
sapcpe.exe. See, I'll show you that. SAP cpe.exe. This executable will copy the kernel from global kernel directory to local kernel directory. SAP CP executable will copy global kernel directory from global kernel directory to local kernel directory. You need not to update each and every application server's local kernel directory. Remember, they will definitely ask you this question. If I am having 5 application servers, how to do the kernel upgradation? Do we need to copy this kernel into 5 application servers exe directories? No, only we do at the central location, central global kernel directory. When you start your system, this SAP CP executable will copy all the kernel files to local kernel directories. Is it fine? Any doubt in that? See, if you go with ASCS and work directory, your SAP start log, you will find SAP cpe.exe command. Right? This will copy from global kernel directory to local kernel directory. What is your directory structure? Once again. Let's see the directory structure. See, in Windows, you don't have this SAP MNT directory. MNT means SAP mount to point. SAP mount to point means starting point. SAP mount to point is nothing but it is also referring to your USR SAP directory only. USR SAP in Windows or SAP MNT in Linux, both are same. Under that you will be having SAP SID. See, under that you will be having SAP SID. Everything is same. Global directory, profile directory, exe. This red lines, this means soft link. The both are same locations. Red symbolic link. You can say soft link or symbolic link. So this USR SAP SID sys global. USR SAP SID sys global and SAP MNT SID global. Both are same. USR SAP SID profile. SAP MNT SID profile, both are same. USR SAP SID EXE and this both are same. So you can update your kernel at USR SAP SID sys EXE non-Unicode or Unicode. Unicode and your platform, under that you will be having your kernel. Both are same. So you can update your kernel at this location, means in under SAP MNT's exe directory or USR SAP SID sys exe, this directory. Both are called as global kernel directories. And every instance, see, one instance is there, second instance, third instance. Every instance is having its own exe directory. See, this is having exe directory, this one is having exe directory, second one, and third one is also having exe directory. So these exe directories under your instance names are local kernel directories and these two are global kernel directories. If you copy your kernel here in the SAP MNT SID exe directory or USR SAP SID sys exe directory is enough. You need not to copy your kernel from, see, it is who is copying? Replication by SAP CPE, who is replicating from this location to this exe directory, this exe directory and this exe directory. When you start your SAP system, this SAP CPE replicate this global kernel directory to local kernel directories. That means you need not to copy this exe, this exe, this exe separately, even though you are having 90 application servers. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please
Yes, sir.
please relog in. Only 1 minute. You have to check the compatibility and you have to check whether any latest available individual files for your kernel. That also you have to check, like SAP displace work file, SAP TP file. If your transports are getting problem, you don't have any problem in the TMS configuration, everything is fine, then but your transports are failing, that means that tp.exe is having some problem. So update this TP. Or if everything is fine but your system is not starting, start SAP service, stop SAP service, try to update these files also. Download this. If you uncar this, you will get only enqc server.exe, one executable only. Just to replace that. This will also solve your problem. This is all about your kernel upgradation. Any doubts from today's session?
Yes, yes, sir. Can you once show the compatibility of 753 kernel?
See, SAP exe 1000 kernel, right? And this is you selected here operating system Windows. That is the reason it is downloading the file which suitable for Windows and 64-bit. And if you download this and go to the Linux operating system and apply that, it won't work. This file is for especially for your Linux, your Windows operating system. That is the reason you are having Windows 8 is compatibility list. The 753 kernel is having for Linux also, but this file, this is related to Windows file. Got it?
Okay.
Chalo, that's it from my end.